What was the reason why Action Andretti and Leo Rush were just wandering around the arena in the crowd?
Well, they were a tag team. Obviously, they're checking out the competition.
But there was no competition wrestling, and they came out before any tag team had even emerged to begin with, and they're just wandering around, and then they didn't do anything. Did they? Did they do anything?
I don't think so, no.
Did you really ever see where they
Well,
went?
they probably found some seats.
So here comes the Hurt Syndicate after Andretti and Rush find their seats. And MVP introduces them and gets the big cheers and asks the question we've been asking. Where are all the best tag teams? Why aren't they stepping up? Has anybody around here got what it takes? And suddenly music plays, and I swear to God, Darius and Dante Martin came out with looks on their faces like, I don't know, fucking Ethel and Julius Rosenberg had before their fucking execution.
Jesus.
It was, they just automatically, I mean, the one started, hey, this is actual material. We've been a little down on our luck lately. So we see this as an opportunity. That's the way the baby faces came out to confront the heel tag team champions. Was we've been down on our luck lately. We see this as an opportunity. We're underdogs. Nobody has any. This is their material. We're underdogs. Nobody has their money on us. But while the other guy was speaking, the one was looking scared shitless. And then they said, Detroit, we've proven we can hold our own. You want to see a miracle? And the fans were like, eh. No, they didn't want to see a miracle. Well, they might have wanted to see a miracle, but they didn't see any miracle workers. And so this is the level of competition that comes out. And then as they finish their promo, basically saying, look, we're nobody and we never win and nobody thinks we're going to now. But what the fuck? It doesn't matter if you kill us. Just fight us. And then MJF comes out from behind and levels both these guys and gets a fuck cheered out of them. They're just fans. MJF. And he beat up both the baby faces, and one of them, if you can call it bleeding, I think he had a little blade-itis, did one of the Martins, and he got a pap smear. But these guys, by the way, will dive off the fucking roof, but they will not blade their fucking head a fucking half an inch. Give me that choice every day. If I've got to do one of the two, I'll remain on the ground with the sword in my hand. And so then MJF, after he's laid waste to these two goofuses, gets in the ring and gets up in Bobby Lashley's face and says, I hurt people. And the place blew. Yay! And the fans started chanting, we hurt people. And then Lashley's big response, where he was apparently, he did say, apparently, I'll give you your answer next week. His microphone was turned off for the first half of the goddamn thing. But anyway, so now next week we're going to get our resolution. And we've also seen that there ain't a lot of tag teams around there. And at least MJF is starting to use the coin of the realm that the Hurt Syndicate deal in. Brian, again, except for the fact that the Martin brothers just looked like cooked gooses when they wandered out there. What'd you think?
Yeah, when they wandered out there, and then one guy beat both of them up.
Well, but in all fairness, he came from behind.
That's right. Where was Leo and Action Andretti? That's what I'd like to know.
They found their seats.
What do you think will happen next week? Do you think it's as simple as they let MJF in? Do they keep it going? Do they say, Swerve, we're going to let Cedric in? Because Cedric's a free agent again. What do you think will happen?
Well, but I don't know. You never know what's their relationship with Cedric these days. How did he end up there, back there at the Evil Empire, while the other Hertz were free and clear to join this band of merry pranksters? What was that trajectory like? Did Cedric bail on the Hertz?
I don't know if it was whose decision was what, but I guess the point is, what do you think's going to happen?
Well, I think they better have a decision next week, or now it's going to get old because now he's done that. So we need to turn the page, enter the new chapter, whatever cliche that you would want to use. We need to see what's going to be next, because there's really no way that you can put this off again after that presentation without people go, oh, come on now. But if he joins, then hopefully we will just be revving this thing up. But again, we got the problem. Who are they going to work with?
Well, there you go. That was going to be my next question. FTR just turned heel, and these guys are kind of heel, but it could go either way. But they just turned heel, and they're doing something else with other people. Moxley and Claudio, at least look-wise, it's not ridiculous in there. You know,
Moxley's the singles champion.
Right, exactly. You can't, but Yuta would make it ridiculous looking. Yuta being competitive with Shelton, correct? Bobby.
They crippled Pac the other week.
Pac's not there. Brian Cage, I think, is out again, injured.
Yeah.
So that tag team, him and Lance Archer, even though they already kind of ran through them, I think they ran through the Guns already.
No, they were going to have that match, and then he got hurt before they had it.
That's what it was. Where are the Guns? Whatever happened to them?
Apparently they got unloaded.
The Bucks are not going to be working with the Hurt Syndicate, I can't imagine.
No, they won't be. And the Hurt Syndicate I don't know if anybody would be man enough to walk up to the Hurt Syndicate and pitch that preposterous idea.
Well, I guess the question now that I'm thinking about all these options, and even do they need to be baby faces?
Well, theoretically, they already are, but they don't need to act like it, because that will remove the appeal.
But who they work with, in terms of who they work with, actually, I'm thinking more than anything, because I can think of lots of heel options. Not that they're good. And some of them we have to kind of put together, but there aren't any babyface options.
There ain't a lot of options. And that's, again, they can't fall in the trap of, because the people are cheering for the Hurt Syndicate, make them baby faces, and suddenly MVP can't do anything when an opposing manager interferes, or, Shelton Benjamin's not going to launch a guy with a suplex because they're double teaming Lashley, but he hasn't got the tag and the referee's keeping him out. Then the problem with AEW is all of their baby faces have been presented as so impotent, with tiny, tiny little penises that do not function. And they never win, and they always get taken advantage of, and they're suckers for a goddamn, not even a good storyline of bullshit. And the heels look cooler in contrast. When you had cool heels, Ric Flair, the Four Horsemen, but the goddamn baby faces were just as cool, Road Warriors, Magnum TA, whatever, that works. But not Undertaker and the Hart Foundation and Shawn Michaels, and when all those people were on opposite sides. That works. But not when they're fucking Spitball Bailey. Anyhow, you know what the problem is that the Hurt Syndicate are open for business, but they only deal in the currency of violence, Brian, and a lot of people are not able to reach into their pocket and pull out a good old-fashioned ass whipping. That's the problem right there. You need to have in your back pocket, ladies and gentlemen, at all times, if you're going to be in business, a good old-fashioned ass whipping. And right now, we can tell you how you can not only show people that you're open for business, but you can have a good old-fashioned ass whipping in your back pocket ready to pull it out, because you're going to have a big brother supporting you by the name of Shopify. Because Shopify, and hold on here, just want to remind you about that. Shopify is the best converting checkout on the planet. Shopify has the iconic purple Shop Pay button that's used by millions of businesses around the world to take people's money and bring it in to be their very own. Shopify can spread your brand's word with built-in marketing and email tools to find and keep new customers. And Shopify, they give you that leg up from day one with hundreds of beautiful, ready-to-go templates to express your brand style. Forget about the code. They're going to help you through it. Inventory to payments to analytics. You know, it's important to have a leg up in business, Brian, and they're going to send somebody out. All you got to do is be on your front porch at 9 o'clock that following Monday morning, and the Shopify crew are going to come out. You stick your leg up, they're going to get underneath it, and they're going to boost you up to where you can see the top of the profits. And that money's going to start rolling in, and then you're going to use some of that money to get that guy out from between your legs and put you down on the ground where you can go spend it. But Shopify,
what?
That's you heard what I said. He'll put you down as long as you tip him.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's not talk about tips except for the tip that we can give you one businessman to another. When we needed someone to power our online store, our shirts for the Drive-Thru, the Corny shirts, the Travis Heckel artwork shirts, ArcadiaVanguard.com, or look on the shop app, we turned to our friends at Shopify. Jim, that's the kind of tip we could tell the listeners. It's a tip about who they can work with.
We can put that tip right in there. Just the tip is enough.
Just a tip of business expertise.
It should be enough. Just a wink's as good as a nod to a blind man, but just this word should be good for you, folks, because Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all the e-commerce in the United States. Even household names like Mattel, all the way down to little brands just getting started. So 10% of all e-commerce in the United States, that is just the tip in there, boy. But sooner or later, they're going to expand and intrude and protrude and be inserted all the way up to 100%. And boy, then things are going to explode over and over again. And you can be right there along with Shopify when they explode all over your customers and drench you in cash. So that leg up, that's just foreplay. Folks, if you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify.com/JCE because you're going to be able to sign up for your $1 a month trial period. They will show you for only the low price of $1 a month. That's 4 quarters. That's 10 dimes. That's 100 pennies. I don't know how many S&H green stamps, but it doesn't matter. They're out of business. $1 a month trial period. They'll show you what they can do for your business and your potential retirement future. And they will take money from other people and they will give it to you. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Through the legal means of a sale. Commerce.
Well, I'm just shortening the process. There's a lot of details. That's why you need them and their $1 a month trial period.
Sounds like you're shortening the process right through Nottingham Forest. Let's talk about business.
Well, all you know is that they got money and they're giving it to you. You don't have to know where it came from or what means it was collected under. Your hands are clean. Shopify.com/JCE that will exchange wealth from one person to you in some manner that they'll tell you about off the air. But that person ain't going to have the money no more. It's going to be you.
Let's talk about treating your customers to a great experience.
$.com, $1 a month. That's just a trial period now, but you'll find out quickly enough you can't do without these people. Just like Vegas couldn't do without the mob, you can't do without Shopify.
Let's not make that comparison. Just like your business needs a helping hand to get the right online action.
Yes, the action.
Shopify.
You need a piece of the action.
Shopify will get you that piece.
Bugsy Siegel will be every step of the way supervising to make sure you get your own piece of the action.
That's all Hollywood. This has nothing to do with any of that, ladies and gentlemen. Shopify's there for you one more time. Jim, one more time. Just one Promo code. Promo code,
Just
please.
one time for shopify.com/JCE for more of this and not the other thing.